Shalom, Yasharallah. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHIM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHIM, RAKAKWADASH. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great MILLSTONE that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump briefly into this here couple articles, as I noticed that, a lot of things going on in the news today, but it's just pretty much a reminder of the things that's going on, which is all scriptural as well. So I want to read a little bit out of this here article, and then I'm gonna go to another article as we see things start to shape up. All right. So, and pretty much, what our job is to be doing as prophets is what? Prophesying, going into these here prophecies. So this is why, a lot of the times you'll see, this is why sometimes you'll see us going into a lot of these news articles, because why? These are these prophecies speaking, like the scripture say, though it tarry, wait for it, they shall surely come, but then also it also say in the end they shall surely speak. All right. So these are these prophecies coming to pass now. It's not just just stories that's just going out on and on and on. This is actually the Most High, showing the men of the Lord, what time it is. This is basically the parable of the fig tree, Basically, with these here stories like this, the Most High is showing us, like, look, keep your eye on that fig tree. Keep your eye on that fig tree. Keep your eye on the fig tree. Look, it's starting to bloom, starting to blossom. Some shit finna pop off. All right. So nevertheless, we're going to get into this here article. Like I said, I just want to touch on something in this here article. This wasn't the article I want to go into, but it says MSM, designated inventor of hybrid warfare, says U.S. has been waging it against Russia for ages. Now, I just wanted to kind of throw this in here as well. This is a small add-on. Where is it? Now, what this article is going into is basically like, it's a back and forth, basically saying like how, Russia, they throw Russia under the bus all the damn time. Oh, Russia did this, Russia did that. This is how they starting their warfare, whatever, whatnot. And they're blaming them on, saying that they created this type of warfare, which is like Esau. This is what Esau does. He deflects, because the Russians and the Americans, they both Edomites. But when I say Esau, I'm talking about these Americans over here. All right. This is what, and really, all in all in Esau. But nevertheless, this is what he does. He deflects or reflect what you like himself. You see what I'm saying? So he talking about like Jake, talking about y'all some thugs, y'all some niggas, y'all be stealing, killing and shit like that. That's really him. You see what I'm saying? But he put that out on us. Same thing he's doing with Russia. You know what I'm saying? Saying all these different things like that. But nevertheless, let me get into. All right. So going into this here hybrid warfare that they're talking about. All right. So let me just read this here quick little passage out of this. But nevertheless, this is like what I've been going into with the whole Venezuela stuff, in which they'll reference that at the bottom. It says, often under the guise of promoting democracy. All right. So this is what's going into this new hybrid warfare. All right. This is the damn devil. Like how we be trying to tell you that the devil not going to come out to you. Like, you're not going to ever see the so-called white man say, fuck y'all niggas, I'm trying to kill y'all niggas. Right. Now, if you see some so-called white people saying some shit like that, they not your enemy. All right. These are just some misinformed dumb motherfuckers. Right. But really, the so-called your real enemy, he going to come to you like the damn devil. He going to come to you all nice and all beautiful and all loving and all caring, just like them damn churches you go into. So come on in here, we'll taking in everybody. But at the end of the day, your ass walk out of there destroyed with all kind of demons on you. You see what I'm saying? So the devil not going to come out to you flat out like that. All right. But this is one of the ways he wages war. And it's not just us saying it. These other Edomites, what is that? Psalm 64 and 8. We're talking about some of their own tongues going to come down on their ass. All right. So let me read this. It says, often under the guise of promoting democracy. All right. That's what they always talking about. We push it off democracy and freedom. Really, when you go into the word democracy, is basically rulership of demons. All right. But it says often under the guise of promoting democracy, a so-called humanitarian intervention is launched to foment national instability, he said. And I did a video on this where I said, I think it was titled, Esau uses humanitarian aid and propaganda as a weapon. All right. Hey, that's just the spirit of the Lord right there. All right. Because why? Look, we telling you, just based off of the fruits there is, not out of our own, bragging and boasting or nothing like that. But it is what it is, man. All right. The Lord put the spirit on us to go into these certain articles and certain things, and just in the spirit of a prophet telling you beforehand. All right. Like I said, man, brothers have been going into these type of things and exposing Esau in all kind of ways. And like I said, I did a video on how Esau uses humanitarian aid as a weapon, humanitarian aid and propaganda as a weapon. And now here it is coming out in the article. in the news, oh, this is what Esau or the so-called white man uses as a weapon, is this propaganda and is humanitarian aid. Like let me just read. It says the remarks appear to be a reference to the ongoing U.S. operation to topple the government in Venezuela through a combination of sanctions and support for the opposition forces led by Juan Guaido, the self-proclaimed Venezuelan interim president. Washington's effort include a very public attempt to force the delivery of humanitarian aid. Notice how it's in parentheses because that's not what it was. All right. Across the border for Guaido's people to distribute. All right. It says the general said the U.S. and its allies were conducting an aggressive policy against Russia, increasing deployment of troops and military hardware to Eastern Europe under the guise of deterring Russian aggression is one example of hostility. He said Moscow's response will be a military buildup of its own, which will ensure its national security, he added. Our actions are merely a response to the increased military activities of the U.S. and NATO, this guy stressed. But nevertheless, I just wanted to go in there and point out that, look, hey, this one of their weapons of warfare is their humanitarian aid. So just because America's in a country and you hear them talking about humanitarian aid or they want to go over there and help somebody, that's how they get in there. That's, they got to get reconnaissance on the ground first and foremost is to peep the situation and set up a line of communication. Then they start bringing in their extra forces. So you have to really understand how war is really fought. They don't just go in guns blazing, man. That's the very last thing that happens is you see guns blazing. But nevertheless, just like in Venezuela, whenever you hear the so-called white man going into humanitarian aid or helping somebody out, hey, freedom. Free doom. All right. Now you compare this with the same shit because it's the same devil doing the same damn tactics on our people when it comes to reparations or helping out the so-called black man or really the Israelites in any form. All right. Over there in Colombia, over there in Brazil, you're not over there helping them out. You helping them kill their brother over there and to further divide up their spoils, man. But this is what the so-called white man does. All right. But nevertheless, when you see these things, these are still also acts of war and things like that going on. Now, let me grab this other article real quick. There's a lot of different things in the news going on right now that, that pertain to, not to say pertain to war, but nevertheless rumors of wars. All right. So this one here is the big one. All right. This is the big story I was wanting to get at. All right. It says Turkey Turkey to get first S-400 in July despite U.S. pressure. Russia armed trades official confirms. All right. So now this, if you've been, keeping up with some of the videos we've been putting out, especially dealing with Turkey and the S-400. All right. And how all this is a problem. All right. But you see these things going forth. All right. Now it says, I'm going to just read through this real quick and we're going to jump into the scriptures on this. It says, Moscow will start shipping its S-400 air defense missile system to Turkey this summer. All right. Now, the important part about this is not just some bullshit in the news, but you know what's going to come. All right. We don't give a fuck that whoever get these S-400s, but we know what the outcome is going to be. All right. The outcome is going to be eventually that Turkey is going to start siding with Russia, and all these other places are going to start siding with Russia. Ultimately, what? You got America versus Russia. So now America's losing their allies and Russia's gaining allies in this fight that they about to have. How would you feel? You see what I'm saying? So this is what America's looking at. This is, it's a lot more than, what I'm saying? Oh, they just buying some shit and you just trying to say, no, you can't buy this. No, they know that they headed towards war. And we also see these signs as how do I say, the fig tree parable come into play. All right. You're starting to see certain things take sprout and starting to bud up. And so now what? You're starting to see these things coming into fruition. All right. It says Moscow will start shipping its S-400 air defense system to Turkey this summer. All right, man. Hey, man. Salvation is very nigh. All right. It says the chief of Russia's state arms trade agency said the deal is going through as an Ankara. I can never pronounce that. An Ankara ignores pressure from its ally, the U.S. Now, just as a side note, we're not saying like World War III popping off tomorrow. All right. Because this has actually been in the making for about a damn near year now. All right. But nevertheless, we see that these things are ramping up to the point to where it's basically like a woman about to have a baby. The scriptures also say that a woman in labor, once a woman start having her contractions so close, you know that the baby coming. All right. You can't just send a woman back home like, you know what? We're going to try this shit next week, next month. No, that baby going to come. And that's what the stage that we in now. The water then broke. And now, the contractions are getting closer and closer. All right. It says Alexander Makaev, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that, Rozo Baron Export told Russian military on Wednesday that All issues pertaining to the contract have been settled, and Russia and Turkey are now working on its execution. The delivery will begin in July. Earlier this month, President Vladimir Putin ordered shipments of the S-400 to Ankara to be accelerated. Turkey chose to stick with the contract despite intensive pressure from its ally, Washington, to scrap the deal. U.S. officials and lawmakers said that getting the Russian-made weapons will undermine NATO security. The Pentagon suspended delivery of F-35 fighter jets to Turkey, saying that Ankara will not get the promised planes unless it refuses to take the S-400s. Turkish officials, meanwhile, strongly rebuffed all attempts to derail the deal with Russia and insisted that the nation is free to buy arms from whoever it wants. Foreign Minister Mavolt, I can't pronounce that, argued that an Ankara may order more S-400s if the Pentagon refuses to sell U.S.-made Patriot air defense missile systems to Turkey. Salaki, give me a second. All right, now going into this situation with Turkey and America, right? Why they don't want them to buy this is, for the first reason, one of the reasons they're saying is because when you understand what this S-400 system does, all right, this S-400 system, one of the ways it differs from the S-300, not only is the range a little different, but nevertheless, it can actually take down stealth fighter jets, all right? It can actually see these stealth fighter jets and take them down, all right? Now, or is it the 4? It might be the 4 or the 500, but yeah, the 400. The S-400 is pretty much, you know, the F-35 is kind of weak to that, all right? These two systems have not really been paired or pitted towards one another, all right? These was basically both the, how do you say, the latest versions of their technology. You see what I'm saying? The F-35 has been around for just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And they keep upgrading it, giving it more and more, all right? But the same thing going on with this here S-400 system. So they really haven't been on a battlefield against one another, all right? So you basically have certain weak spots that they haven't been able to exploit yet or figure out about, all right? But nevertheless, if these, let's say Turkey gets the S-400 and they also have F-35s, right? Who's not to say that Russia won't send over some Russian scientists or whatnot to go over there and try to find out the weak spots of these F-35 planes, which would pretty much make it obsolete in a war against America and Russia, because if they can upgrade their S-400 systems or the S-500 or on down to S-700, you know, on and on down, because they actually are, shit, I think that the biggest one they got, I think is either S-700 or like a S-1500, which is pretty much global, all right, with those nuclear cruise missiles. All right, and they can hit you from anywhere on the damn planet Earth, and they can have these missiles flying any and everywhere, and they can hit you before you even take off. All right, that's like one of their latest ones that they're working on. But nevertheless, they also are developing more. They didn't stop at the S-400. Yeah, that's one of the newest things on the block, but they also working on this S-500 Prometheus system and on and on. But nevertheless, like I said, they haven't even been able to test fire this S-400 versus this F-35, which is going to cause complications between Turkey having this, all right? And also Turkey's like, look, man, we want the S-400 and we want the Patriot missile system. All right. Now the Patriot system and the THAAD system, like the THAAD, I think is thermo, what is it? Thermo, or something like that. Thermo high altitude, something like that. But nevertheless, it's the exact same thing, but it's just the American version of it. All right. But nevertheless, you know, you don't want to have these two systems because one is going to offset the other one. All right. But nevertheless, and the F-35, another thing about that is the main important reason why America wants all their allies to have this F-35, because just like the S-400, it's not just one, you know, let me see. All right. So now on the right hand side would be the American, on this here picture, the right hand side would be the American version of the Russian on the left hand side. All right. But nevertheless, let me see if I can get a picture of this thing. Nah, they don't have no pictures of it. But nevertheless, this like the S-400, it's not just one piece. Like you see this here truck right here, that's just really the launcher. Then you have a radar, and you have another piece of equipment, you know what I'm saying? They work like that. Same kind of thing with this F-35. Each one of these F-35s, they can all communicate with one another. All right, they all pretty much move and operate as one complete unit. All right, so this gives America the massive advantage that they're not flying with a whole bunch of different types of, all right, just imagine you got a military, right? A huge military, but now you got 100 different type of Hummers, right? Or Humvees or whatever, you know, your little vehicle that you're driving around. Now, some of them take this type of gas. Some of them take that type of gas. Some of them take this type of gas. You got 100 fucking trucks that take 100 different type of fuel sources. You're going to be out there all damn day. You might as well use one truck that use all the same, fuel source. They all got the same tires. They all got all the same parts. So if something go wrong, you can scrap one and take the parts off for that one and use it in all the other ones. All right, makes it, you know, kind of interchangeable. And that's pretty much how this F-35 is. All right, all these planes pretty much work all together as one big massive unit. And like I said, if they have this S-400, all right, they can undermine all of NATO's how do I say, elite fighter jets, more or less to say, because they got the advantage right now with the F-35. Well, Russia and China actually got their the advantage with their fighter jets, but nevertheless, with America and their massive military around the whole world, with NATO, what do you call that shit? The what do you call it? The UN peacekeeping army, all right, and the hell, they actually trying to make a what do you call that shit? An Arab basically like an Arab NATO, more or less to say. They're trying to get another NATO. So with all these different, basically, militaries that they have over there, they want them all to have the same equipment so they can all use it as one object or one tool. All right, say for instance, America got fighter jets in Turkey, right? Well, you got pilots that know how to use these fighter jets. We don't even need to bring planes over there. We could just dispatch troops over there. They can hop in the planes and take off. They already know how to fly those same planes. They've been flying them already. All right, they don't have to worry about trying to learn how to use a new plane and so on and so forth. All right. Now, when you go look around the rest of the world, a lot of these people, they got, you know, different year of planes, F-16s, F-22s and things like that. They got a multitude of different planes that, you know, like I said, they don't use the same parts, the same components. So if one thing go down on this here plane, you can't switch it out. All right. So like it. All right. But nevertheless, we're going to jump into some scriptures here. Let me see. Let me get this together. We're going to jump into some scriptures because all these things are pretty much showing us the times that we in. All right. But it's just a build up. These things are all building up. You know what I'm saying? For the ultimate showdown. All right. World War III. All right. So, you know, World War III is not going to just come out of nowhere. You see what I'm saying? World War III has started really in September 11, 2001. That was the beginning of World War III. All right. But now, as you see, you know, as all those things is like a domino effect bringing us to this here day. All right. So, like I said, this isn't a cry saying, look, war coming around the corner, war coming around the corner. No, these are things just to warn our people with and be able to show them the signs that's coming. All right, the times that we in, to be able to measure the times diligently. All right. So we're going to start here in Matthew 24, verse 3. It says, and as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? All right, and we know that the planet is not going to end. The world's not going to end like that, but what it's talking about is a change of a guard. You know, like the scripture also say, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so this is the transition that it's talking about. When is the so-called white man going to fall up out of his heaven, and we're going to be raised up into our heaven? All right, when are we going to get the kingdom of heaven? All right, let me go down to verse 6. It says, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All of these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So going back into that, what you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. All right. Right now, you actually have wars going on. You know, like I said, it's not like because, you know, when you say a war, it's not necessarily saying you're seeing bullets flying. All right. You got a war currently going on in Venezuela right now. But nobody really getting killed by no gunfire right now. You see what I'm saying? They're not really gunning people down in Venezuela right now, but they actively at war with them. All right. We actively at war with Iran right now, but we ain't really killing nobody in Iran. But how we at war with them? With sanctions. We've been at war with Russia for the longest time. You see what I'm saying? But how was that? You know, we was at war with them from the Cold War, you know, from World War II. We've been at war with them ever since then, you know, and then we started letting up off of their ass right around the time when Vladimir Putin got in office. But then now it's right back up on their ass. All right. There was a couple years when Vladimir Putin had first gotten into office, all right, where things kind of calmed down. But then what? That bear was woken back up. All right. And he was being brought back to his latter state. And so now what? We right back to where we was at. All right. Arms races, information wars, all these different things is going on right now. Propaganda. That's why when I brought out that first article about how they're using this humanitarian aid as a weapon of war. All right. These are all active wars that's going on. All right. The informational war right now. We actually at war right now. You know, like the scriptures say, our weapons of warfare are not carnal. All right. We not fighting with actual swords in our hand. All right. What is our sword? You looking at my sword right now. You know, we call this the little dagger right here. You know what I'm saying? On the phone, you can quickly pull it out. But what? Our swords is the scriptures, right? This is what our real, this is our how do I say, our sword, and then our shield is what? The Most High, the angels, all right? But nevertheless, we at war right now. We fighting a war right now. I'm on a battlefield right now. All right, this is an informational war, right? Because why? The so-called white man, which is the damn devil, the god of this earth, has blinded them. If our gospel be hid, is hid. Let me see. I think it actually said in this chapter. But nevertheless, I don't want to make this too long. But it says, if our gospel be hid, is hid to them that are lost. All right. Yeah, I think I passed it. But nevertheless, the scriptures say if our gospel be hid, is hid to them that are lost. Then also it says that that the God of this earth has blinded them. All right, at least they will come back to repentance. You see what I'm saying? To be saved. All right, meaning that there's a war going on right now. All right, there's an informational war going on. The damn devil trying to keep our people asleep, rocking them back to sleep with their informational war, putting all this bullshit out there in the world. All right, but what? The men of the Lord. 2 Thessalonians 2:8. All right. Oh, shit. 2 Thessalonians 2:3, it says, let no man deceive you. All right. Because why? The devil is coming out to deceive you. He's coming out to blind you. This is that informational war that's going on. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. All right. And that was the informational war beforehand. Psalms 83. Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more remembrance. All right. We forgot who we was. He didn't wind up brainwashing us till we didn't know who we were. All right. That was that falling away. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Also how he gonna be revealed? Because he was hiding. He had a mask on. All right. He was deceiving you with the informational war. No, I ain't the devil. I'm actually God. You see what I'm saying? That's the informational war. All right. Verse 4, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All right. Verse 5, remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things, and you now know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in this time. So what? This is the time when he's being revealed. This is the time that we in this informational war. All right. Let me keep going. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Verse 8. Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Now, how is the Lord going to destroy him with the spirit of his mouth? The scriptures also say that the Lord will do nothing unless he reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophets. So when you put all these here scriptures together, precept upon precept, line upon line, what is that telling you? All right. Our weapons of warfare are not carnal. We're supposed to be bidding as many to the marriage. We're supposed to be raising the valley of the dry bones. We're supposed to be out there raising up and edifying and exhorting our brethren. All right. Because why? They in a dead state. They've been brainwashed by the damn devil on this side. So or they've been hit with his weapons of war, which is his how do I say, deceiving them. All right. This is how it happened. All right. Let me keep reading. Verse 9. Even him who's coming is after the working of Satan and all powers and signs and lying wonders, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. For this cause the Most High shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. So when you break this down, what's going on? You basically got an information war going on right here. All right, we in the end times right now. All right, let me get that. I didn't even want this to be this long, but it's rolling with the spirit. Daniel 7 and oh no. Daniel 12, Salat. 12 and 6, I think. All right, Daniel 12 and 9, it says, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. So this here information would be hidden. All right. Many shall be purified and made white, meaning made pure, and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So there's going to be a war over this here information. Some people going to get it, some people not going to get it. The devil going to be sitting over here working to deceive you, all right, to brainwash you a certain type of way, to keep you asleep to this. That's that information war. So going into this wars and rumors of wars, hey man, ultimately at the end all be all, the men of the Lord are out on the highways and the byways, all right, pushing out this here information, all right, this here truth to cover up this damn devil and all his lies and his deceit, all right, like the humanitarian aid that he uses as a weapon, all right. Now let me just get back into the other scripture I want to pull out. We're going to close out with this because, like I said, I didn't want to make this too long. I just want to touch on, the fact that, we got wars and rumors of wars taking place still here. All right. And not to forget about these prophecies. And we're going to keep talking about these things until they all come to pass, just like everything else, man. This is what our job is to be doing, to warning our people. Our people don't necessarily see all these things. Our people don't even watch the news, Some of our people talking about, oh, yeah, I want to go take a vacation over to this spot and that spot. Like, motherfucker, do you know what's going on over there? They getting bombed to hell and back. But you wouldn't know about these things, and you trying to walk right into the damn danger. That's, again, why we were supposed to, since I'm in Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 17. It says, Son of man, I've made thee a watchman into the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. All right. This is what we doing, giving our people warning so that they don't walk into the damn into danger. You got our kids. I got a little cousin that just, matter of fact, she just signed up to whatever happened. She just signed up basically to go into the damn Navy. Right. But little do she know that her ass ain't gonna come back. You see what I'm saying? But see, this is why we're supposed to be giving our people warning, giving them the watchtower. Like, look, man, yeah, Esau about to have his World War III. You ain't got no place in that. Your place in World War III is to be a fucking cheerleader, sit on the sidelines and watch the downfall of your enemies, man. That's all you got to fucking do and prepare to slide right into position. It ain't your spot to go over here and fight for America, man. This is why we're supposed to be giving our people warning. It's not your position to sit here and be fearing these things. Oh, fuck, Russia got thermonuclear missiles. They talking about blowing us up. North Korea talking about blowing us up. No, they not talking about blowing us up. They talking about blowing up the damn Edomites, our captors, all right? You're supposed to be rejoicing at these things, all right? But this is what our job is to be out here to do, to exhort and edify our brethren and comfort them with these here words, because sometimes they might see these things and don't understand what's going on. They might be fearful. Oh, fuck, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Nah, man, these are beautiful signs. Let these motherfuckers get these damn missiles and let these motherfuckers launch these shits, man. Right here, ground zero, motherfucker. Put the target on me. Hit me with the shit. That's what we want. Because, wow, we got the faith that the Lord, like, look, man, y'all gonna launch the shit over here anyway. You know what I'm saying? And if the Lord has chosen us to be, to give us salvation, ain't nothing gonna touch us, man. And we got 100% faith in that. All right. The only thing that we hoping is that we basically is accounted worthy to be saved. All right. Other than that, we already know these prophecies are gonna come to pass, whether or not we're gonna be saved or not. You see what I'm saying? Like, from me speaking just for myself, whether or not I'm gonna be saved or not, and the Lord redeem me from all of this. Hey, man, these prophecies still going to come to pass, man. This place still going to be turned to the lake of fire, man. These prophecies not going to stop. But what? These scriptures are our comfort. So we're not out here bugging out with the rest of these people. Why is everybody dying and all this war going on and so on and so forth? Hey, man, we rejoicing. Hey, man, let's pop a bottle to this or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it's the downfall of our damn enemies, man. All right. So let me just get here in Ezekiel 38 real quick, and we're going to close out. It says, Ezekiel 38:2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws and bring thee forth. I just did a video on this as well, talking about how, I keep seeing Joseph Stalin in the damn news, Adolf Hitler in the news, Nazi Germany in the news, and basically the USSR, the Soviet Union, in the news. All right. Why are we even talking about these things? This is supposed to be a dark point in history where we're supposed to forget about all of this shit, right? But now it's all coming in the news over and over and over again. But what are these signs telling you, man? What are these things foreshadowing? All right, we coming back into that World War spirit. All right, that's the times that we coming into now. All right, so it says, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. All right, and that's what happened to Russia, because what? Cold War, the USSR, they fell. They was toppled. They pretty much crumbled. But now what? Vladimir Putin got in the office and started bringing everything back. The economy came back. They military damn sure came back. And they the most superior military on the face of the earth now. They're not the biggest, but they got the most superior weapons. All right, but nevertheless, they all being brought back to that war state, that USSR state, the Soviet Union state. All right, and that's what you see going on now. That's why you're starting to see all these things. I mean, not to say that's why they you seeing all these Joseph Stalin things, this and that. That's really the Lord telling us, yo, these are the signs, man. All right, learn the parable of the fig tree. All right, these are the signs. These are the signs of the coming of the Lord in the times at the end. All right. So Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks to thy jaws. I will bring thee forth in all thy army. All right, horses and horsemen. All right, horses and horsemen. We go back to the old days. That was they war fighting chariots and stuff. What's the war fighting chariot today? All right, they got tanks, Humvees. They got really them S-400 systems. They got planes, boats, all kind of shit, man. All right. It says All thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. All right. Now they keep stressing out here the armor, the shields, the armor, the shields. What is Russia in the news for what type of military weapons are Russia in the news for? All right. They're in the news for two different types of military weapons. The offensive, so-called offensive military weapons, but they ain't selling that shit to nobody. They ain't selling nobody the Satan 1, the Satan 2, the Avangard hypersonic missile, the nuclear powered cruise missiles. All right. They're not selling nobody that shit. All right. What are they out there selling? They selling, well, they are selling offensive weapons. They selling like guns and shit to the Philippines. All right. Like actual, like AK-47s and shits like that. They selling them shits, but they not selling no real missiles and shit to none of these other countries. All right. What are they selling? They selling to all these countries, Turkey, Syria, really Venezuela, S-400, S-300 missile defense systems. These are shields. All right. This is the modern day shield. All right. How do you stop a incoming missile or incoming arrow from coming down? Like in the olden days. All right. The movie 300, where they talking about some arrows will blot out the sun. They shot all those arrows. How did the 300 shield themselves from that? They had the shields, they had the actual armors, they hid up under that. All right. And then the arrows would hit the shields and then they would basically make them obsolete. All right. Or of none effect. All right. So what are these missile defense systems, the S-400, going to be doing? All right. It's going to stop all this incoming missiles and things like that. Then it could also shoot down these damn planes. All right. So it says all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shields and helmets. All right. Again, stressing out the shields and the helmets again. All right. Gomer and all of his bands in the house of Tomorgat and the north quarters and all of his bands and many people with them. All right. Going into what? Syria and Turkey. All right. That it's all in the scriptures, man. So like I said, man, this is not what they say, fear porn or war cries and shit like that. Nah, man, we just telling you, we giving our people warning so they don't walk into no damn trap. All right. And then also letting them know, like, look, man, this is going to be the end of your enemy, man. You should be rejoicing at these things. When you see these things, like, come on with it. I can't wait for them to get this S-400. Then what America going to say? Then what's going to happen? Just like when they was out there in Syria and they dropped out that S-300 out there, like, oh shit, it's a game changer. Then all of a sudden, what, America got to leave up out of Syria now because they got the S-300 over there. They don't want to fuck with that. You see them saying it's cutting America off from all this here plundering and all these things. All these other nations are now coming up saying, are you become weak as us? We'll grab that. We'll close out with that. Verse 7, be prepared and prepare thyself and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's exactly what that article is going into, with Russia being a guard unto what? Turkey, right? Well, not just Turkey, Syria, all these other places and stuff like that. I believe even Saudi Arabia was talking about trying to get an S-400 out in that bitch. But you see what's going on? All right. These are all the prophecies coming to pass, like the horse starting to hate the beast. All right. You got, what you call Germany and France. They don't really want the F-35. They want to build their own damn fighter jet. All right. And they going broke. The Brexit situation. All right. America talking about, with the Iran situation, they talking about, putting with the oil situation, they trying to extend these sanctions to these or extend the waiver for these countries that are American allies that are dealing with Iranian oil right now before they clamp down on the sanctions. All right. But what? This is harming their own people. This is harming their own stuff. Also, there was a story with the Harley Davidson situation. All right. I believe they have a plant or something like that in Europe or something. They're trying to go over there, but Trump's trying to put a higher tax on them if that happens, which is going to hurt the American company. All right. And plus, it's already hurting the American company because why? They got the import the tariff on imported steel, which they need the steel to do all of that. So all these different things is going on right now. It's all bringing a collapse to America and their allies. All right. And it's building up Russia and its allies. It's forcing people to start buying and thinking about dealing with Russia. All right. It's pretty much like if everybody had a favorite restaurant, McDonald's. We all like McDonald's. Fuck Burger King. We all like McDonald's. But now McDonald's is starting with the fuck shit. Now they just like cheating you on whatever, whatnot. They got a whole bunch of fuck shit going on. You like, you know what? Fuck that. We ain't eating McDonald's no more. We going over to Burger King. Now McDonald's is losing customers and they losing business. And now they about to go out of business to Burger King. All right. What do you think McDonald's is going to do? They're going to start trying to be they're going to start, working overtime to try to get their sales back up, all right? Because they don't want to go out of business. They don't want to lose their spot at the top. And that's exactly what's going to start bringing America. That's the trap that America's already in right now, all right? They can't even turn back from this. They already stuck in this damn trap. And now it's going to either be, look, you got to be friendly with your allies, or you're going to have to risk losing them. Now, the allies are in a better situation. Like, wait a minute. Now we ain't got to be bullied by America no more. We can kind of, negotiate and make our own situation. If they don't want to fuck with us, then we can just go fuck with Russia. You see what I'm saying? They ultimately want to fight Russia anyway. We don't really benefit from fighting Russia. And if anything, we actually benefit from being friends with Russia. A lot of those European nations get a lot of oil shipped to them from Russia. All right. But what? America's trying to cut all these things off. But as you see, Russia is coming into this here position of power to start putting everybody else on. All right. Russia now is becoming the big plug. Russia is going from basically being a little drug peddler on the side of the road to being a big plug now. All right. And now America don't like that because you're taking their money. All right. Yeah, we read verse 7. So I thought about scripture I was going to read, but damn, I forgot what scripture I was going to bring out. But I guess I'll go ahead and close out with that because nevertheless, I know what I was going to get. Isaiah 14. This is Isaiah 14:10. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become weak as we, art thou become like unto us. All right. Not necessarily saying that they becoming weak. Hold on. This Isaiah 14:16, it says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness, that destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All right. And then there's another precept that goes along with that. That says, Salakia. Let the weak say I am strong. All right. So what is this going into? It's not necessarily saying that, when it says, are you become weak as we, America is getting weaker. All right. Their economics is going down. Their military is kind of outdated and things like that. But in reality, these other countries are getting stronger and stronger. Like we just read in Ezekiel 38, prepare thyself and that company that are with thee. All right. You about to be brought back. So they being raised up, actually. All right. Now America's it's pretty much being put on an equal playing field. All right. Oh, y'all got these stealth fighter jets, whatever, whatnot. But see, Russia didn't develop something that can shoot them bitches out the sky. Now all these weak ass countries that was getting bombed on, now they can just get this S-400 system. And they're like, look, bitch, you can't be bombing us no more. What? Bring that shit over here if you want to. Now these countries that used to be like, man, fuck that. We're going to have to just bow down to America, do whatever they say. At least we get bombed. Right now they got to stop. They can stop saying that. Like, man, fuck that. Bring that shit over here if you want to. And hey, bring that shit over here if you want to. We ain't got to say shit about it. You can do whatever you want to do. You want to steal our resources? Bring your ass on over here if you want to. All right. This is what these countries are now saying. This is why you're starting to see countries like the Philippines, they little bitty ass out there like, look, man, Vladimir Putin or Donald Trump can't tell us who we can and can't buy arms from. We'll buy arms from whoever we want to buy arms from. Same with Turkey. They saying these same things. You see what I'm saying? But what? They becoming a lot stronger. They're not just some pushover country no more. All right. Just like Syria. America was all in Syria doing their dirty work. But once they got that S-400 out there, America pretty much had to tuck tail and save face. It's like, you know what? ISIS pretty much defeated. We moving on to the next thing now because they didn't want to really get embarrassed out there. All right. They had a real a match run for their money out there. All right. That's when you see somebody who, they just picking on the weaker people, dominating on weaker people. But then when they say pick on somebody your own side, like, you know what? I ain't got time today, bro. I got something else to do. All right. But nevertheless, these are all signs of the end that's coming. All right. These are all the signs telling us what time we in. And it's also time, for our people to shape up and get ready to be shipped out. All right. Meaning being saved for the Lord, being saved by the Lord. All right. Get your house in order. All right. And how do I say, be sober. All right. You don't want to be like I was just saying, my little cousin. Obviously, she don't know about all of this. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? You have to have an open mind. You need to be feeding your mind with the right type of stuff. You don't want to be drinking the wrong shit and be, being drunk. This is all metaphorically speaking. You don't want to be drinking some shit and being drunk. You know what I'm saying? And you can't see what's going on. Be like, hey, these motherfuckers got bombs and shit. Fuck that. I'm going to go in and listen to arm. No, you need to be sober minded. Oh, these niggas getting S-400 over here. Okay. That means World War III, hey, it's building up. It's building up. It's only surely, but these prophecies are coming to pass, man. They all in position now. All the people that they said Russia was going to be a guardian to, Russia's guarding them right now. They the one selling them weapons right now. All this shit is coming to pass right now. All right. You can see all these things and measure the time diligently. And you know what I'm saying? And make sure you have that oil for your lamp for when the Lord comes, you don't be caught unaware. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. And enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.